That was good.
Right, that'll be.
You good, Pops? Yeah.
Sound? Everybody got sound?
Make sure anybody's you know.
I just got the notification.
Yeah, well, it just came on. Yeah, we're on
Yeah, we got sound.
It's always the one who's
Con. Okay, good. Shalom. What's going on with that?
The ADG.
Okay. Con. Hey, we're the brothers of the Great Millstone. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor
to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work with truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Now more so than ever, to the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations. And to the Akwak that are listening and learning, those very few, to me, say Shalom. With the brothers of the Great Millstone, once again here in Chicago with the honorable representation from DC here. Yeah, we just gonna, hey, you see the title, the controversy of Zion continues. Amalek won't let up with his media controlled narratives, and he just keeps complaining. Matter of fact, Sam Busy, if you could pull up that article, you know, he keeps screaming anti-Semitism, but then they never really explain what anti-Semitism is. And the thing is that you can do nothing. Somebody grab that scripture. You already know where I'm going. You can do nothing against this truth, but only for it, because what they're doing is they're causing more people to wake up and more people to ask questions or re-look at things, because everyone has seen the Hebrew Israelite thing, and you know, and you're not getting this type of pushback from calling yourself a Muslim or a Buddhist or a Christian or anything else, or even a Satanist. But you say that you're Israelite, and all of a sudden that's anti-Semitism? In what way? How is that? You know? How is that so? All right? You know, that's a good thing. The brother looked up controversy. Bring out the definition, bro.
Definition of controversy.
That's a spirit, brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were looking it up. That's a spirit, brother. Go ahead.
While you're getting it, I got that scripture.
Go ahead, brother.
2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. It says, "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth."
Brother, you just all kind of technical. It's not talking.
It be like that sometimes.
He trying to bring that scripture again, brother.
It says 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth."
Exactly, man. So, you know, they say it's basically backfiring, because once again, you know, when it comes to this whole, you know, to this Israelite thing, you know, Amalek, you should have just stuck to your ignoring it like it really wasn't happening.
That's right.
But because now shining a light on it and putting in your media, you're going to be put in a position eventually to ask the questions that you can't answer.
That's it.
You know,
That they don't
you
avoid.
just keep right. You just keep. You will not be able to control the narrative just by putting up the anti-Semitic shield to every question, to everything that comes up. Especially when people aren't saying anything that's rude.
Right.
People aren't saying anything where they're insulting anyone. They're simply bringing up historical facts from and you know, from different theologians, from different historians, and many. And the funny thing is that the majority of the literature that we use, the majority of it, because they're talking about this from Negroes to from Hebrews to Negroes saying, but the majority of the information that we use is written by Jewish people and white scholars.
Yeah, if I may say, because ultimately what's going on is, for one, the will of the Father is happening, right? The will of the Father is happening, all right? And that's why we just read, you can do nothing against the truth before it, because you're not doing anything but the will of the Father anyway. Those that's on the left-hand side and wickedness, all right, you're fulfilling the will of the Father. All right, and on the right hand side, and those who is shares the mindset of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai through the Spirit, all right, that's also the will of the Most High. Now this is first Ezra chapter 4, verse 38. It says, "As for truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth evermore." All right, so the truth, it liveth, and the truth, it conquereth evermore. It conquers all lives. All right, just like the apostle all we talked about that buoy, you know, that goes
In the water.
that goes in the water, you know,
And
and
it can just keep popping up
it
no
just-
matter what.
No matter what,
It's gonna always pop up.
it's gonna pop up and crack through all the lies.
Just like Lahab saying that you tagged on to the lesson on it. Every lie has an expiration date, and that's it's
I've been using it a lot.
There's no kind, but it's because it's the truth,
Yeah,
and the truth
it endures.
exactly, and it not only endures, it expounds, it expands, it sings, it promotes itself.
Yes.
All right, just like in Exodus 17 and was it 16? He said because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. In this generation, this controversy of Zion is going hot on the identification of who we are.
Yeah.
Because
Wow,
they
and
stole
two-
who we are.
And two different brothers put it up. That's
But
the spirit.
I did it. That's they came every time I posted.
Okay,
It's
so
on me,
I-
Benji, and
Well, nevertheless, it popped up there twice. It was beautiful. Did you get that? Did you got that definition ready, brother? You ever get that in order?
Yeah, I got it right now.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Go ahead, brother.
Just read it.
Okay, yeah, I just read it. Cause I be messed up. It says disagreement, dispute, argument, debate. It says a discussion marked especially by expression of opposing views.
So basically, this is a major prophecy. And the last, because look, we down to literally the last four main prophecies. The controversy of Zion being one, it's on the table. World War III, the third war, it's on the table. All right. The MOTV, which if you say that, they delete our video.
That's right.
That's on the table. And then the famine of the word.
And some hands too.
So that's on the table. So nevertheless, it said a discussion.
Yeah.
They avoid the discussion just by simply saying anti-Semitic.
Right.
They hide just this giant paintbrush shield that they just paint anti-Semitic, and then they don't have to answer any of the questions or any of the talk points that are brought up. No, you can't do that.
that's right. And the simple believeth everything and every simple, word of Esau.
They said that about that thing from now. I didn't watch that Hebrews and Negroes because I already knew that was some. You know, that's probably controlled opposition, if you ask me. It wasn't done by the men of the Great Millstone or any of the brothers of T. It wasn't done by Great Millstone, Men of Valor, DTA, or the other affiliates. I'm not dealing with it anyway. Right? It's done by, they probably talking about Elohim and, using all the, exactly, using the Yiddish fabricated Hebrew was used by the Amalekites, the small hatters,
That controversy in the Hebrew just for.
Go ahead, bring it out, brother.
This is Rayab, all right, which is strife. All right, that means we have a fight. If you have strife, you have a contention right off the bat. Matter of fact, that's another word: contention, controversy, dispute.
And see, they're not just none of that's going. They're trying to avoid that. They're
Case
trying to
law.
avoid the case law.
That's right.
They don't want it to be discussed. Bring it out, Pops.
And they don't want the receipts to come out.
They don't want the receipts and the evidences to come out. They don't want that part to be talked about.
Man, so like if I could just read the rest of the strong definition: a contest, personal or legal, and this is 1,000% legal, and it's personal, motherfucker, because you stole our identity. You oppressed a man and his house
Well, now I
and
gotta
his
read it.
heritage.
This is Lamentations 5:2. Our heritage is turned to strangers.
Come on,
Our
it's
houses,
scripture.
our houses to aliens. So we, I did a video some years ago, and I'm gonna take that same video, and I'm gonna relabel that video to the Zionists and to rabbis. It was the vocab alone. He ignored it. He didn't want to
And he didn't respond.
But the video was called 7 Questions to Vocab Alone. Now this is 7 questions to the mainstream
rabbis.
media or to the rabbis. All right? Because the number one question that there's 2 things that I can think of off the top of my head. Bear with me, Baba Shah. The first one is, when did any of the Jewish people today, all right, when and where were they putting yokes of irons and put on slave ships and carting around the 4 corners of the earth via slave ships? That's the first question. That's one of the questions on that thing. The second question that I remember that's on there, because I haven't seen the video in a while. The second question was, when and where did you lose your heritage? And the third question was, and when did you remember your heritage and get it back? Because those are prophecies. The Israelites had to lose their heritage. According to scripture, according to prophecy, according to history. So when and where did that happen to you? And when and where did you get it back? We're waiting.
And throw in that fact that part of the heritage has been scattered abroad, even to the ends of the earth. So when the Jews be captive at the bottom, at the end of the earth, which would be America,
and stay there.
Yeah. In the western part of the world, and then redeemed out of that. When did that happen?
Yeah, and then in that Psalms 83, it goes off and says how these particular nations made you forget yourselves, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, because these particular nations that you were scattered to, in captivity to, in subjection to, they were able to be in power, come together and say, you know what, consult. It's right there in Psalms 83. When did that happen to you so-called people over in our land right now?
Hey, I got you. This is Ezekiel 36. Going back to the questions, right? So when did Edom have your land and you got it from them? This is Ezekiel 36. I'm gonna get to the point.
That's definitely in that was read in the lesson, in those 7 questions.
That's the spirit. This is Ezekiel 36 and 5. Yep. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumeans, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart.
With the what?
The joy of all their heart.
So they rejoiced over and say, aha, we got these niggas down.
That's the same chapter right above that.
It's
Yeah.
afraid, brother.
With despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So when you got your land back, when at the stroke of a pen, for one, when you got your land back at the stroke of the pen, that's why we call you the 48ers. All right, you heard the 49ers? Well, you're the 48ers. So when you got that land at the stroke of the pen, which group of those people over there were the Edomites? When did you get rid of the Edomites out of your land?
Exactly.
Because it's not your land, it's our land, and you are those Edomites.
That's
which
it.
is exact.
And your own historians and rabbis, your own literature, all right, from your elders and your past people, all throughout the 18th and 19th century wrote about it, and they said,
And then
all right, I
that's,
got receipts. I can give you evidences and books and titles, page numbers,
and
authors.
and that's scripture as well, that their own tongue shall fall upon them.
That's right.
I mean, look right here. This is Yokes of Iron. You can Google it.
As a matter of fact,
And no Edomite is on this fucking shit as in a nation being brought into Yokes of Iron.
that was the question I was gonna pose. If you would scroll through it and see if you find any Rosenbergs, any Klein.
I didn't see any.
And
I was
the beautiful part about this is in the curses, which is one of the curses, Deuteronomy 28, it said these curses shall be upon thee and overtake thee, and shall be a sign.
Brother, read it. Baba shall read it, brother. That's 46, I believe.
This is Deuteronomy.
So
Here's more prophecy, biblical prophecy that the brother is about to read right here to prove this so-called controversy.
So no Kleins, no Rosenbergs, no Goldsmiths,
13 about the head of the tail.
no Burns, no Bird,
No birds. No birds. Matter of fact, look, I see Esau here with selling the guy right here. That's the only Stein I see right here is this guy selling some shit.
Right, he's in power right now.
What?
Like this meme right here. Which one fits the curse? This guy or this guy? Finkelstein or this brother?
Jacobs.
Yeah, that's all right.
The real Jacob, right?
Right.
This is Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low, which is acceptable for Negroes or Native Americans to be to put everybody jokes. We're at the bottom, they call it economic castration, social castration. We're at the bottom of all these things, right? He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. We don't own banks, all right? We don't run these things, right? But we know who does have a huge hand in it. Moreover, here's the point, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. And just type in a yokes of iron on Google, clicking images, pulls up Israelites with yokes of iron. These are not African Americans, these are not black people. These are the Israelites, and the proof is the scripture we just read. Alright? So just typing that in, it shows up. Negroes with yokes of iron. That's the sign. It's so on us, it's so much on us that's part of what you call black history. That's part of our culture. It's like the song Strange Fruits. Alright? That's because these curses overtook us to be a sign, so you can't get around it. The fact that it says curse be to hang on a tree, they made a whole song about that. When you talk about auction blocks, that's part of the black experience of America. On a popular tree. Alright, which is in the law. I mean, yeah, the curses, man. These things are upon us. Being taken from being called black to Negroes, well, from niggers to African Americans, to Afro American, to some people I just don't know. That's all part of the curses, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
To being called Mexican. Who the fuck labeled you a fucking Mexican? They goddamn conquerors, man. To being called Cuban. That's all part of the curses overtaking us, man.
Bywords.
Yeah. These other nations know what the hell they are. Hey, Iranians, although they call themselves Iran, they know they Elam. The Arabs, they know they Ishmael. All right? Them Africans don't call themselves Africans. All right? They know that Ethiopians and this and that, man.
They only call Jacob Kata, the strange land, the strange cat.
Hey, I just took that 7 questions video. Now it's probably gonna get deleted. It's 5 years old, and I just changed it from 7 questions to vocab Dr. White and all Christians to 7 questions to rabbis. Please.
Barakatah.
You know,
it's funny what you said, Benji, because like you said, we went from being Negroes to this, to that, and this, that, and other. Like I said, one of my first birth certificates, when I had to go and apply for my Social Security card, I had to take it up there in like 7th grade. And when I asked my mother for my birth certificate to take up there so they could file for my Social Security card, my birth certificate said Negro on it.
Yeah.
Okay, it said Negro. So when did I go from being a Negro to an African American?
And some of them say black.
Yeah, right. And
Some of them they say Negro, or they say black, and then they say color.
That's right. And it happened around 1980s. Matter of fact, the person who coined the term African American is your coon ass nigga. Who killed Martin Luther, which is I said the nigga who killed Martin Luther King, which was Jesse fucking Jackson. Matter of fact, I lost a date on that shit. I lost a woman who when I called Martin Luther for Queen. I said, why you say that? She ain't talking to me ever since. Bye, bitch.
The Lord saved you,
brother. Bye,
bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, Felicia.
That's right.
Bye, Felicia.
But like you were saying, Elder Malcolm, you know, you went to pose a question on them, and it's like, why are these people avoiding antiquity? Okay, why you don't want to deal with the ancient past? You want to take us back, and you don't even want to deal with the slavery history now. You don't want to teach it in school. You want to call it race theory now, and all these critical race theory now, and all these other kinds of things.
Because they don't want you to go beyond Africa. You know, there was a Edomite pastor that said you got to go beyond Africa. He would sound like he was from England or something.
Right.
He said these are the royal. He said black people, your history don't just start in Africa. It goes beyond Africa. You got to go back beyond Africa.
Because Esau says that the Greeks were the beginning of civilization. But I got 2 precepts right quick for what Pop said. Is Deuteronomy 28 and 36. And the Lord shall bring thee to thy king, thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. And it says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations where the Lord had scattered thee. So we were what? We were the butt of the joke, because at the end of the day, like the Lord said right here in Deuteronomy 20:13, he said what? He said, and the Lord shall make thee the head and not, it said, let me read this up here. It's a blessing, but basically, Kind of like.
Shall make thee the tail, not the head.
Right, because we were basically going to be made the tail, not the head, because in 13 it talks about the blessings that we would get.
I read tail, not the head already.
Okay.
It was verse 43, it's right above 46, we're at the point.
Kind of
I
like.
read it for you, I can't have you hanging.
Kind of like.
This, no, you asked me to get it. You said the wrong verse. I read it for you already. Come on now, you better know. This is Rock 20 and 24. I'm gonna read this to jump up, right? This goes to what the brother Kapari said, what we call Pops. You know, they don't want, like they get rid of critical race theory. That's the same reason why they mad now. They don't want that blot on their name. They did all this work to paint themselves as an angel of light, like it says in the Corinthians. All right, because Esau Edom is the devil the Bible speaks of. He is the wicked who coming after the working of Satan. And this is part of the prophecy, him being exposed in 2 Thessalonians, that man of sin. All right? And they did all this work to make themselves this angel of light, to use peace to bring craft and prosper in his wickedness. So this truth come out, puts a blot on his fucking name.
It's shameful spewing.
This is Rock 20 and 24. A lie is a foul blot in the man, yet it is continually in the mouth of the untaught. A thief is better than a man that is accustomed to a lie, but they both shall have destruction to heritage. And we know Edom is just that. He says the devil came not but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Then 2 Thessalonians says he came with all deceitfulness and lying wonders. See, once bringing out this truth brings a foul blot. Now I'm going to jump up. There's a couple verses. This is why he's so mad. This is verse
While you're getting it, I'm going to read Kazak by Yahweh, Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I'm rich. And their own shepherds pity them not. And this is what Esau, Edom, you was us, all right, are pushing, all right? And right now, for us, if they're pushing that anti-Sem, or as I should say it in the pronunciation of that your Greekism, your anti-Samism, because if you go back to the ancient Hebrew, it's anti-Shem, right? But you won't even say Shem because you don't. Matter of fact, why do it so?
That brings up a talk point. They bring up you know what? Because actually saying Shem or Shemitic brings up talk points that they don't want to be talked about.
Exactly.
Right.
It'll actually starts to because it's Semites, you know, it just kind of makes it. It basically the whole Semitic thing makes it as if it was singular, if it was only them.
Exactly.
And every now and then they'll say, well, the Arabs are Semitic too, or the Palestinians.
Rare.
Well, but you know what though? If that be the case, there's a whole lot of anti-Semitism being shown toward Palestinians these last, 30 years or so.
It's a lot of people. Some actually are Israelites. So Palestinians. So that's heavy anti-Semitism.
I found this Isaiah of Rock 41 actually at 11. The mourning of men is about their bodies, but an ill name of sinners shall be blotted out. So they didn't want that ill name on it, you know. But in the thing, you're gonna be wiped out. You're gonna be taken down. That brings us to verse 6. The inheritance of sinners, children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. Which means children's gonna have perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they should reproach for his sake.
Right.
So they didn't want that blot on their fucking name, but hey, you can't hide from it. The truth was gonna come out. This was all planned.
Right.
You read Isaiah 41 and 7. The Lord said, did you forget your latter end? Like you forget, oh, if you remember your latter end. Hey, look, manifest destiny is very real. It was destiny that you conquered us, you conquered the natives, you conquered the Latinos, but the end of that destiny was you go down afterwards.
And they know that. And that's the reason why they're hiding and suppressing that and pushing their agenda.
Well, you know what? They've been lied to by those left-hand side angels for so long. They thought that this day and this time would never come. Now it's here.
Yep. That lying spirit. What's that? First Kings 22?
You get right. The Ahab, he said, who's going to convince Ahab to fall in Ramoth Gilead? Well, now the Most High is convincing you, Esau, Edom. He said in Obadiah, the first chapter, he said that there's an ambassador sent amongst the heathens.
Right.
That ambassadors, the angels, the Most High is sending angels over to deal with Putin. He's sending angels to deal with Zelensky. He's sending angels to deal with Biden and company. He's going to the Rothschild company, and he's going to all these other nations, and he's stirring the pot. That's the reason why even NATO can't even agree on NATO and how they're going to handle shit.
They're falling apart.
Man, it's
they're
horrible.
about to turn on each other.
That's
You know?
it. And the end game is the European nations going to come against America. Thus saith the Lord, man. That's it. Because they've been hating America for years.
Look, Polish
for
people
years.
Because it's cold, it's like winter over there already.
Yes.
And they hadn't even got to the worst part of winter, so they're already freezing to death. They say the people in
Different parts of Germany are trying to break up and smash furniture to heat themselves.
Right.
So these people are, and so they're very angry at the West right
And
now.
wait,
and now it just came out. The Russians are declaring that it was the UK that destroyed that pipeline, and they got the receipts to prove it.
Damn.
Right?
And then they're saying that America's handprint is there as well.
That's right.
So
Bring it
it's
out.
all about to
It's all about to come to
fruition, and plus the fact that we're
reserves included.
America's out of diesel fuel.
In less than 3 weeks now.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. And the
Come
funny
on,
part
read.
about the funny part about the diesel thing is you just can't manufacture gas and diesel overnight and the abundance that's going to need to function a nation.
Bring it out.
This is something that you have
It's
to
a
build
separating
up.
process.
Excuse me?
It's a separating process.
Exactly. It's
That's why
a
they call them
process.
refineries because
It's
they have to,
right. And it takes to produce one, we can do the math and we can go Google it, all right? So to produce 1 barrel of diesel or gas, and the diesel and gas go hand in hand. They pushing the diesel point, but gas is right behind it.
Right.
Because when they were saying about the diesel shortages, one of the person will well, is some gas right in the same? They'll say yes, but you got a little bit more gas because gas is more prevalent than diesel. But guess what? They're both married together. And if you're not producing, when Trump was in office, he opened up the Keystone. He opened this up and that. Soon as by this, how you know this is all set by the Lord.
And that's the spirit I was just going to say that. The Lord, Isaiah 19 chapter says he put a perverse spirit in Egypt. Remember the perverse spirit in Egypt?
Yes.
All right, that should cause them to err in every work thereof. There should be no work left for Egypt. And that's what happened because Biden stopped. He closed the pipelines. Then he started exporting the damn diesel that you fucking need. Thirdly, you can fucking make diesel out of plastic. You can't recycle this fucking plastic. You can get diesel from this fucking plastic. Yeah, Esau pushed this shit in the fucking ocean. Come on, you fucking idiot, man. This ain't know it's the will of the Lord that's being performed, man.
Hallelujah. Man, bro, it goes so deep that
Oh, God.
I'm not even go that deep because I'm just saying you go down to the Grand Canyon and you go look at the different layers or whatever. The oil that people are using now is from the first destruction of the flood and all the things the Most High destroyed before then. They're digging all that was all down there and composed to oil. This is all the Most High show. The Most High got y'all in a motherfucking trick bag, man. And that's the reason why he's making shortages. That's why you all are playing, every decision you make is playing into the Most High's hand.
And you know, and another thing, even though this is prophecy, that this is to come out, you know, the controversy of Zion, the flip side of it, they still use it as a distraction from the things we just talked about.
Right.
That America's
literally at the edge
of the cliff of falling off into chaos and destruction and complete, you know, what's the word that I'm looking for? Complete collapse. The financial
system is on the edge of complete and total collapse. It's literally weeks away, and so they're distracting the people with the football games, with Tom Brady and his divorce, and all, you know, right? And then I just heard that she's already fucking one of his ex-teammates or some shit.
Yeah, AB.
AB was fucking around at the house.
Right.
Antonio Brown, weak ass.
Damn.
So it's Jake that's here.
Fuck shit for Tom Brady.
But
It's his fault. He let him in that house.
I don't know. But you say that it's on the collapse. They don't. This is a cartoon. They done ran off the cliff already, and they just sitting in the air getting ready to fall. They don't even realize it yet. I mean, the economic system is already broke down. You already got the BRICS nations and everything putting other things together already. It's already together, and they already don't want. Ain't nobody even dealing with the U.S. dollar as the fucking main currency now. for the most part.
Go ahead.
So it just they done ran off the cliff. It just got to crash.
And that Matthew 24 says that the Lord had to bind the strong man. The Lord is binding Esau in like 7 fucking ways, bro.
Absolutely. He said that he that diggeth the ditch shall fall therein. So all the plans and all the mechanisms, the policies, all your craft is actually coming back to haunt you. And so that's why we say, keep doing what you're doing, Esau. You got it. Because you don't got it. What you're going to get is the 4 sword judgments of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, man.
Bring out what you got, Matthias, and then read the Revelation 18, 11, 18 after.
Well, I'm gonna start at 5 and so back at 2, because all of your greed is gonna turn back on you because you're trying to heap all this shit into yourself, and now it's falling on your fucking head. This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Ye also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. The needy keep of their home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
I mean, this motherfucker.
He just got the money. He's on the money.
He's picking something. You got everything, and you're still not satisfied. That's how wicked you are, man.
Check this out.
You
know, I just seen a video. They got an engine, it's a hydrogen. They use cars. They don't use nothing. They got it made. They got them.
They
don't
killed
wanna
everybody.
use it.
They got cars that run on water. They killed everything.
They killed
They
the guy
killed.
that did that.
It's 2 different guys that I can know of. One was looked like an Edomitish guy, and one was a Jake guy.
Right.
And
Jake
both
did it
of them,
first.
They both was
but
Jake.
I believe both was Jake. The elder said
The white guy was a Jake too.
I believe so.
They
And they killed they both of them.
Did they just kill the nigga? Didn't he make an engine out of water?
That's my point.
But they kill them because they go for the pack.
But no, because they will lose all their
You can
money.
still buy it. You can still buy it. If you go on, they call hydrogen dry cells or cells, but ain't no patents on them. They don't want Esau coming at them. So you can still buy the technology. You just gotta know what to look for. But they don't put patents on them. They just make it, but they don't put no patent on them. The ones they kill is the ones who they put patents on it, because then it'll be like a worldwide thing. You know, like the dude who did a whole video. I got it in my phone. He fucking changed the gas generator to a water power generator. He did it like right then and there. You can do this shit with like washers and bolts, shit you get from fucking this backyard technology.
Bring it out.
It's really his backyard technology. But Esau Esau don't want to do it because you'll be able to go to Lake Michigan and go get some gas. Turn on your tap water. No, you gotta boil it because it gotta be distilled. You turn on your tap water, easy shit, and get gas. And fill your car, run your car, and then
He can't charge you for it. And it's clean. And it's
Clean energy.
It's clean energy.
no emissions, and then the water when the hydrogen separates from the water, it turns brown. It don't use the water. So you take the water, it just use the hydrogen out the water. You take the water and just pour the water back in the ground, and it recycles through the process. And
Use
Esau
electricity from just kinetic energy.
right.
Just from motion.
That's right.
Get a kinetic
And that you go back to Tesla, and matter of fact, you can use magnetic energy to use any vehicle because the Earth has its own magnetic field. If you build a car that's that repels against the magnetic field of the Earth, you will be having a car that with pure energy, with no water, no fucking electricity. Esau knows this, and Esau wants to keep control of all this, and that's what it's all about. That's why he builds house to house. Those say right now, yeah, we don't have enough land. Nigga, everybody, I did the math before. If you look at the 8 billion people so-called on the planet, and the circumference of the planet, everybody should have several thousand acres apiece. Esau's a liar, man.
He's just selfish, and that's why it's coming on his head. But gather into him all nations, and heap unto him all people.
Because he wants to be as if he's God.
Exactly.
Isaiah 14 chapter.
That's going down. Should not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increased that which is not his?
That's right.
How long to him that he laid himself with dead clay? He put himself in his own debt, in his own wickedness.
Well, he put, actually, the elite banking family put his kind and the rest of the world in this big debt. Because, like I said, when we first came into the truth, they was over 500 trillion then, and you could research and see that. And it's like, they got so much money, they could have paid off all the debts of all the different countries, reset it, and still been on top as the top predator.
Still been in control of it.
And they said, fuck that, no, I ain't doing that.
They're selfish, and really the Lord is making them do
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
But at the end of the day, this is gonna put his ass in slavery, and then he ain't gonna exist no more. He's gonna lose his whole existence because he's so fucking selfish.
I mean, but see, this wickedness is going to beget wickedness.
Right? You cannot do wickedness and prosper. So the Lord, once they started this enterprise, like the Lord said in the scripture about it, He's going to disappoint their enterprise.
That's the curse what the brother was talking about, I can going into. That's the curse that was put on the serpent. Esau is that serpent. He said you should go upon thy belly. The Lord didn't take away his fucking legs and feet, man. That's Christianity. Christian belief. All right, he will go after his desires. He will be his heel, never satisfied. This is Sirach 14:4. He that gathers by defrauding his own soul gathers for others. So Esau's going to lose everything he got. He's working to kill, cheat, steal. He's going to lose that, man. All right. So like verse 3 is the point. I just had it. What the hell was happening? Oh, verse 6. So like, I'm going to read this for him. He that gathers flesh, man. This is spirit. He that gathers by defrauding his own soul gathers for others that shall spend his goods righteously. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good, he should not take pleasure in his goods. And this it's this video with this guy Jimmy. He's a YouTube guy. He's a content creator, and he went to a Civil War reenactment thing, right? And he went there with chains on and shit. And they was mad. The Edomites, they didn't want that foul blood. Like, that's not the right history. Then he say they didn't have nothing to do with it because they had a bottle. And she said, well, they didn't have plastic chains either. So first you said it wasn't history. Now you admit that it was history. You just don't want the blot. Here's the point. There was an Edomite that walked by and said, well, we're all slaves now. We all pay taxes to the government. Esau Edom has let a very few 1%ers, what they call them, or his own people, get rich. And they fucked over their own. Yes. This man is the devil, right?
That's why many of them are also speaking up, about this whole controversy. A lot of Edomites are calling Amalek on their bullshit.
Yep. My cut.
That's right. Because they're complaining of an ungodly father.
Yep. He that is evil to himself, to whom he be good, he should not take pleasure in his goods. Here's the point. There is none worse than he that envieth himself. So that's why that's satisfied. You envy yourself, you're not satisfied with your portion, right? There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. That was the curse that was put on his ass, man. He will never be satisfied, man. He's destroying his fucking self.
Insatiable.
Job 20:22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that the word wicked right there is the laborers, the toil, the ones who actually on grinding. Right, and everybody who's on the bottom is going to come at your neck and your throats. All your suburbs are going to be fucking taken down. Your Wilmex, your Skokies, your goddamn it Evanston's and shit. Your goddamn it Highland Parks, Barrington, all right, Glencoe,
Hillsdale,
and that's here in this area. But that represents any area around where you got those small hats, the gated communities, all of them. Yep. Everything is about to fall down. As soon as Esau think he got it, which he think he got it, it's right here. Yeah. Like you said, everything is fucking here. Yeah. Every prophecy is here.
Come, brother. They're headed to a lot of people are starting to spend time in their bunkers to get used to it.
That's it.
A lot of people have been going to their bunkers.
Putin had the whole drill. I've sending a whole bunch of Russians to bunkers and did it was about a year or so ago.
Yeah. 2 years ago. He put 4 million people in a bunker. Made sure that it worked for 5 days.
That's it. So Esau
tested it.
Yes,
yeah, that was about 2 years ago.
Yeah, made sure the filtration systems and everything else worked. 4 million people.
Bring out your scripture, brother. You have one.
It's going to understanding that our own people won't even listen to the prophets that bring out the prophecy. This is Isaiah 30:9. It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children, that will not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. Get you out of the way, turn aside, out of the path, caused the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. I had that in the NLT also. It says that these people are stubborn rebels who refuse to pay attention to the Lord's instruction, that tell the seers, stop seeing visions. They tell the prophets, don't tell us what is right. Tell us nice things, tell us lies.
But here's the thing. Like you said, Kanye West can bring all his life to some shit, but then when the prophets step up and actually say, hold on, you know, as they say, hold my beer, let me explain it for real.
Brother, that like I was just talking about, you know, how Brad called it a fine wicked bitch, that chick Zaza Ali. Now she needs to shut the hell up.
Right.
And I'm, you know, one of her videos popped up and she's praising this Kyrie guy. And I'm like, the prophets of the Lord, they're on the highways and the byways in 105-degree weather and 30 below zero weather.
Exactly.
You know, for decades.
And he even found out.
You know, pushing this truth. But yet,
You're right, and then you know,
it's just like, look, man, I don't want to change the vibration, but hey, you women just need to, hey, look, just STFU, for real though. With all these channels with, you know, with your hair. And then they got them twisted Hamite / Israelite vibrations, more / Israelite
Kyrie said
vibrations.
that on his damn, this nigga Ball Dyke said on his damn thing, he said he got his African roots. Look, these niggas are still leading you fucking astray.
He's a flat earther.
You cannot. The scriptures say anybody who jumps over or try to climb up some other way is going to be fucking destroyed, man. You got to come and enter into the straight gate. The straight gate is underneath the order of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the elders on down. If you're not coming in with this doctrine, this understanding, Romans the 16th chapter, 1 Corinthians the 1st chapter, both said, if anybody does not speak these things, let there be no schisms, no divisions, and it must be all the same doctrine. Y'all got this muddy ass motherfucking hillbilly ass fucking pseudo Israelite doctrine. The Most High's gonna destroy all that, man. Cause guess what? We ain't black, nigga. All right, we're not African, man. All right, we are the true Israelites. We're not Jews, nigga. We're actually Yahweh. All right, and that's only one tribe. We are Yashaраlayim. All right, we are the Israelites, man. All right, the Israelites going back to Yasharallah. That's our name. That's our Hebrew heritage. That's our Hebrew culture, man. That's right. Fuck that other fucking shit, and I still got that scripture that brother you actually post up.
Revelations 11:18 from Yanya Ban Yasharallah. Revelations 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldst give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and thou shouldst destroy them which destroy the earth. Who's destroying the earth right now, man? Who's putting chemtrails in the motherfucking air? Yeah. Who's putting motherfucking all kind of matter of wickedness in every single food that you go get from the goddamn fucking processed, over-processed motherfucker? They got recalls on listeria from fucking fruits and vegetables, man. We got recalls of meat and this
They just had a fresh batch of whales that bleach themselves.
Come on, fellow trees.
You know?
Right, shit that they produce on a mass scale that you use every day, which is not biodegradable.
That's right.
Why are you making plastic? Look, there was a fat burger up here in Chicago, and they came up here, they was making their cups out of corn. The plastic cups made out of corn, which means it was able to biodegrade. Why don't y'all do that? Why this fucking plastic? Why y'all making this shit out of this, man? It don't break down. All right, therefore it's in the fucking ocean.
This made the DuPont family very wealthy.
That's what it is.
All right?
Yeah.
You can't enjoy popcorn anymore because that video you sent me the other day.
That would turn out to be a joke, brother.
Oh, that was a joke? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Well, it's GMO corn anyway.
Yeah, but still,
But
yeah.
still,
GMO
it's just
corn.
like, man, again, all this stuff about the meat that you find in human meat and shit.
People patties.
Why do you say that? A brother just sent me a video about gang banging and organ harvesting.
Gang banging
Oh, yeah, I see.
Gang
Organ
banging
harvesting.
and organ harvesting.
High,
So they basically they keep the gang. We always tell you that Esau pull up with the mask on. shoot up somebody, and then the ops think that the ops did it, and then they go roll on them, and then they collect up the body
Collect
parts.
the organs.
They,
Yep.
you know, it's
That's it.
just a couple things. It's a couple things that's happened. They collect organs and harvest them.
Check them blood
Couple
tests.
things that are happening.
Well, you know we got the best.
These more people are reporting all these weird blood clots in people that they've never seen before.
6 foot, 4 foot.
You know, 3 and 4 foot blood clots. You know, the plastic
Shit.
shit they're pulling out of people, out of bodies. And they all have, you know, the
Like it's on
they all
jump
have
shot?
jump shot.
Yeah.
It's on it.
All right.
It's on
So that and then the second thing
Deep vein
is that
thrombosis.
it's that people are their bodies. These kids are coming to the funeral home, and their hearts, their lungs, their livers, everything that's good is gone. If it didn't get shot up in the gang shooting, you know, they take the shit.
Wait, that organ. And it's funny you mentioned this because I was working, doing my deliveries and shit, and I've had one person's house, and they had the organ recovery vehicle. You know what I'm saying? That's massive, big business. There's people on waiting lists. That's why they have the movie Get Out.
Yeah,
They had the,
and that's also why you got your Planned Parenthoods everywhere.
Yep.
Hell, there were videos that took most of them down, but there was a lot of videos on YouTube, you know, going back maybe about 5-6 years ago, where they were showing you Palestinians organs being harvested by, you know, the small house.
Well, what about that? Who was that? Was that a Rothschild or a Rockefeller that had them like 7 heart transplants or whatever?
Yeah, it was one of the Rothschilds. Rockefellers are Rothschilds.
Yeah, exactly.
Rockefeller just changed their name.
They're American.
But they're Rothschilds too.
Right. But yeah, motherfuckers look like a dead demon and shit or whatnot with like 7.
Oh, it was the one that just died. Yeah, I think it was
That's it.
Evelyn.
That's what kept his old dead vampire looking ass alive. That
A liver can cost, this one says 500,000, above 500,000. A kidney on the black market, a kidney can be 26,000. And then on this one it says a low one, it says 50,000.
That's big money, man.
Yeah.
That's Repo Man money right there.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the newest version, the latest version of Repo Man?
Oh, no, I ain't seen it.
With Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker?
I was just thinking.
It had nothing to do with cars.
It was the old organs. They was
David
national organs.
Yeah. They say like in Colombia, Bogota, all them countries, it's big business.
Well, I bet the way they working each other down
For
there.
the organs.
Jake down there sick, man.
Well, majority of Edomites, what they'll do is they go to those third world countries where they get those organs and stuff sent to, and they'll go those and do those underhanded deals because the so-called reputable hospital ain't gonna go do it here. But I believe they do them there too.
No, Elder, you're right.
They can pay to get on the list, get moved up the list, and all that shit.
No, and they've been going down. Jake that's been going down for surgeries have been waking up with missing organs because they've been fucking doing them. So Jake goes in there to get a BBL and then fucking missing a goddamn kidney.
Actually, it's all on the black market, but this shit says, your body, if you can harvest every organ and chemical in your body, you can make $45 million. Then it says, human skin is $10 an inch, my stomach is $500, the eyeballs are $1,500 each.
What race though?
And that's the movie Get Out because they were doing it was them sitting there and getting these people and changing their shit and selling the organs.
The God.
Yeah, because another thing like the elder brought up, what is that? Melatonin is more than gold, melanin, and that's why they want Issachar and Judah to merge each other off in California. They still want to continue because they've been pressing real hard for Issachar and Judah to go at each other and shit.
Yeah, because they tired of skin cancer.
Yep.
And they ain't gonna get rid of it because they gonna still get it.
You can't make this up. Adrian and this little bugged out, you know, super Christian dude, off-grid desert farming.
Paul Lane.
It says, is this the calm before the storm? War information dries up on Ukraine silence. So yeah, when they go silent, you know that's not a good sign. Especially everything that's going on.
There's several good precepts on the common board. This is Job 12:16. With him strength and wisdom, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not leave thee as a man. Psalm 7:16. His mischief shall return on his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down on his own pate. All right.
everybody is showing through the scriptures, through the prophecies, everything is hidden. Home runs right now. All right. For Jake not to wake up and come into the truth, you must be the utmost with him. All right.
The Lord don't want your ass.
All right. You got something?
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Jeremiah 50:24, and it reads, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. Right. You know, Esau, Edom is he's made bare, man. He's caught. You know, the Lord has laid plenty of snares for him, set plenty of fires around the all around the earth, man. There's so many fires, his console is weary, man. He can't handle all this fire, man. It ain't enough console to get him out of this, man. Let your sorcery and your idolatry get you out of this now. You know? Let him get you. The Lord is throwing, constantly. The Lord is throwing down one staff, and Esau is throwing down multiple staffs, man. And he's getting eaten up, chewed up every time.
Because that would kind of know what to do.
That's Jeremiah 50:24.
Go ahead and play that video, bro.
Which one? You want the
short one
the
first?
TikTok?
Yeah.
All right, come now. Make sure that my volume. Give me 1 second.
This is what Robert Kiyosaki, and I've met this man in person before.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, and he wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh yeah, that fucking goose.
Yeah.
300-400. When you got a mansion, a big ass house, your shit's $600, $700, $800 to $1,000.
If you got a couple different properties, you got
property taxes.
This guy, Robert Kiyosaki, this is one of the guys I used to look up to, and because that was my way out. That was my way out of the joint, right? But hey, man,
same here. That's how I learned about it.
Right, Americans, we live above our means. If you don't capitalize on what you have gained, you lose. So the game Mashiach is what? Everything else is done. So that's the new life right now.
John, brother, we used to look to this guy for wisdom, to try to understand the dollar, get wealthy, be better. And basically, what he's telling you is that it's over. There's no more hope. It's done. The dollar's dead. America's dead. That's where Robert Kiyosaki a message for like the last 2-3 years.
As far as being done.
Yeah.
But his message was for the last 30 years. It was like, boom, boom, boom. Grow. Let's go. Prosperity.
And now he's saying, run. If you can afford to leave America, do so.
That's prophecy too. He said that the nations are going to go flee back to their own spot.
Exactly.
And that's what it's a mass exodus. Ready for this?
Yeah, play the album. We're just gonna play a few minutes of it. If you haven't subscribed to this redacted channel, this couple right here, the Moors, the husband and wife duo, they go hard, man. They go hard.
Well, have you been paying attention to what's happening in Europe with energy crisis and protests and climate lockdowns? Well, if you live in the United States, that's coming soon to a theater near you, because the United States is facing an energy crisis of its own. Ill-timed.
And Jake, Esau, and all the people here in America are still under the vibration and the lie that this will never touch them. That's way over there.
Few days before the election. This comes straight out of the mouth of the White House economic team, and yet the mainstream media is pretty much ignoring the story.
Because they're talking about Kanye and Kyrie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Meanwhile, this shit, right? The time is up, and I have about to drop.
Sound like they need one more cake. Kyrie, Kanye, they need another cake.
To hurt the Biden administration and Democrats in the upcoming weeks. So the White House economic advisor Brian Diaz says we are facing a diesel shortage. Epic Times did cover this story. Here's the headline. It says the U.S. only has 25 days of diesel supply. Shortage could cripple economy. Now recall that there will be less fuel in circulation starting November 1st, because that's what OPEC Plus voted on. So energy is hard to come by these days. You can't just turn on the tap and it comes. The whole global supply chain.
Actually, you could turn on the tap and it would come if you would allow it to.
Yeah.
You wouldn't shut down a Keystone pipeline and allow drilling to take place and actually not sanction Russia. You could turn. Oh, and also don't blow up the tap. like in the case of Nord Stream.
Yeah.
All right, you can stop it right there. You can stop it right there. Get Daniel, we gonna close out if any brother got a scripture, but get Daniel 2, like start around 41, 43. 41 through
And see,
43.
this is their tongue falling. Esau, you're done. You're
So
through.
you gotta watch that whole video. Yeah, and it's only like a 13-minute. That video is not super long either. So
That's only
that's about 13-minute long.
And if you look at these redactors, look at the even Paul and Adrian off grid about the Bam, you got several. It's a whole bunch of them, man.
Yeah, Paul. I mean, he irritates me when he started trying to read the Bible and stuff. But as far as his research on what's going on overseas, and he's live researching right in front of you on the European networks and communicating with people that got boots on the ground in the places where he's talking about. He's very informational to watch, and America, of course, spends it, with propaganda and don't give you the whole story. But go ahead.
I got that, Daniel. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 40. It says, "And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and doeth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. But they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom."
So you got Esau divided right now. Germany's one of the weak nations. All right, Germany is basically turned to Ireland. Goddamn it.
Germany was the strongest as far as economy. So they were the strongest. So the 10 toes is
right. They burn the furniture like this motherfucker Ireland doing, what is that, 1950?
The potato famine.
What, Angela Ashes and shit, man. They making milk and bread motherfucking dinners, man. They all fucking through.
Potato soup.
And Yahweh Shai said it, and actually, it was a curse that fell upon us. Hey, Yahweh Shai said it, but it was a quote in Micah about that division. Now we seeing that now. All right, we seeing it happen to you heathens, the Edomites. All right, let's say Yahweh Shai said it so raw in the Mark. He say, basically, if a man break into your house, he'll not bind you up first. You break somebody's house, you got to tie him up. Then he says, "They divided itself cannot stand." This is the Lord proverbially tying your ass to the chair, before he plunder your ass, man. All right, this is your end. And then what is happening in the midst of your end, the midst of your division, you divided, your economy is going down. Your own Edomite brothers are turning on your ass. What's happening? The Lord is building up his kingdom.
That's right. The prophecies. What's going on right in defense.
In defense.
This is my favorite part of the game.
This is my favorite part of the movie. This is GMS North Carolina.
It's a little more than
Yes, sir. So Daniel 2 and 44. So it says, "And in the days of these kings."
So while Edom is ruling, controlling shit, all right?
"Shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed."
And that's that Psalms 50 said, "I will set them in order before thy eyes." The Lord is waking up his elect, all right? And you hear the sin, you're scared, man.
Yeah.
All right, all this anti-Semitic and all this shit you're trying to do, this is out of fear.
That's
And
it.
you're not going to stop it.
Right.
And it's not working because what it's doing is drawing more attention to it.
Well, yeah.
From every angle. And
That's
like I
it.
said, you even got heathens questioning them. Like what's wrong with you? The guy just said this is what he believes in, and we asked the question.
That's it.
And how the hell? What was the offense in that?
That's right.
People are looking at him strange now.
The only people who follow the narrative is people that ain't got no goddamn sense.
Dumb niggas.
Yes.
That's it.
Dumb
Right.
Democrat voting, vaccine taking niggas.
That's it.
Right.
I had somebody else say, "What are you gonna do?" I'm about to go vote today, and I ain't saying nothing stupid about, you know, because that's the stupidity, man.
Yes.
What is 100 years of voting done for niggas? Nothing.
Nothing.
All right.
It's insanity.
It's absolutely, it's pure insanity. That's the pure definition of insanity. Doing the same shit over and over and over, expecting different results and getting the same shit smacked in your fucking face, man.
And the right one and all.
Right.
You got it, and then another one. You got to get him from behind. You got to, like, man,
The less of the two evils.
Yeah, we can all just come together. We all come together and make the generational wealth, and we all. You can't come together, man. We have no platform to do this shit.
But you get your kid at the house at 18 and shit.
But
They don't pass the house to your kid.
That's right, bro.
Okay.
And when niggas was begging for this Biden nigga to come in, I remember when I was
they
doing the
jumped out
fucking
Trump
deliveries
like a
and shit
dog
before
on
he
this
even
market,
came in
man.
office. Oh man, we need to get him in. We need to get him in. But watch, Biden
You ain't black.
Biden gonna do
thought
some
Obama
turn
was
some
saying.
things around for us. And then nigga
Trump
fuck
got
up
everything.
everything.
Y'all, you stupid
That's
niggas.
what they get.
So-
Go ahead, read down that list.
What?
Go ahead, some more of that. Go ahead, bro.
Yep. So Daniel 2:44 it says, "And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed." And this particular kingdom that's never going to be destroyed, those of us that have the mindset of that particular kingdom that's never going to be destroyed, we're the ones that's being demonized. All right now. Because we're talking about the destruction of all these other mindsets, all these kingdoms of this present evil world, and all the different philosophies and religions and ideologies of this world. All right, we're saying that it's going down, and those that believe in them going down with them. And so you're looking at us like we're the bad guys.
And that's the same thing that was going on with the prophets out of Yahweh Shai time. They like, hold on, how you gonna be talking about a new kingdom
Exactly.
inside this kingdom?
Exactly. Yep.
Got a
And-
picture of the line back from what you're saying.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Nahum
Chapter 3, verse 5.
in the NLT. It says, I'm gonna start in the KJV first. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face."
Hey, brother, go back and start at verse 1. We were gonna read.
Right. Start at verse 1 because it says that
Say, woe to the bloody city.
Yeah.
It's Nahum 3:1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The noise."
It was like it. They said full of lies and robbery. When you open up your phone, when you turn on the TV,
Lies.
when you walk out the door,
Lies.
when you go into the goddamn zoo, when you go open up the fucking newspaper,
Lies.
the magazine,
Lies.
listen to XM or FM radio.
Lies.
I don't give a fuck what it is.
Watch any history on TV?
It's so fucked up. We go to the grocery store. It
Lies.
said cauliflower crust, right? It said cauliflower crust, and you turn it over. The first fucking ingredient is wheat.
And if you know ingredients, whatever is the first one, it's the majority.
Yeah.
So how you gonna say cauliflower crust if it's majority wheat? You can say wheat
Right,
crust
then it's
or wheat flour.
gonna be right, and it's gonna be 10% cauliflower.
You know what I'm saying? And that's madness.
Yeah.
So you got a wheat allergy at the same time. So you think there's actually gonna be some fucking cauliflower? It's
Right.
stupid.
Lies. Lies and robbery.
And that's why I had to say it, because
Organic seedless grapes.
come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the impossible burger. Yes, it's impossible for it to be a burger, bitch.
Right.
Come on, man. See, but that, we say woe to the bloody city. Now, bloody city is America, man.
Yeah.
And not only America, but every Edomite-powered city, which happens to be the majority of the
All
world
over
now.
the world, basically.
All right?
Yeah.
It's all full. He said it is all full of lies.
Yeah, because even in the places where Basra is not, they're still the ruling majority.
That's it.
You the shit, you know. when you don't even live in the country, but yet you still the majority rule over it. Because their leaders report to you.
Right.
All right, but go ahead and finish that, brother, so we can run down those scriptures and close this
Go
out.
all the way down.
Yeah, go ahead. You started at 5. Just go ahead and read it, or jump straight to 5.
This is Nahum 3:5. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile. and will set thee as a gazing stock.
There it is, man. So when you ask them certain questions, especially when the talk comes to our heritage, they like that little boy who was stuttering.
So back in this Daniel 2 and 44, to finish it up, it says, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Another lesson. What's the scripture?
That was Daniel 2 and 44.
That's what it says in my Bible.
41 through 44. Go ahead, read that down. We don't that Jeremiah 51. Whoever, just
Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51 and 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies.
God, that's been happening over the years, man. Let's use just one quick example is China. You know, which was one actually the biggest buy of U.S. debt. If I'm not mistaken, was China. And Japan was second. What did they start doing? Getting rid of those USDs. All right, they devalued their money so they can increase their exports. They went and helped their own country instead of healing Babylon and keeping this farce going. They start to look after themselves. A lot of these countries are doing that. That's why we have what we have now. They get rid of the SWIFT transaction system. They're not using that anymore.
And that's why all these countries are seeking to be a part of BRICS now.
That's right.
That's right. Like the Saudis just did.
Yes, the Saudis dumped a bunch of U.S. dollars into the Uber driving system because they were just done with it. And then on top of that, they're the head of the OPEC nation, which voted to slow down petroleum production, which is ultimately going to be their fucking downfall.
That's the Obadiah. They let a daily war. They ate that bread. They had a daily war.
Come on, bro. All right, go back to those scriptures. Let's finish it. That's crazy, man.
Yes, sir. All right, so you read Jeremiah 51 and 9? All right, this is Isaiah 19 and 2. And I will set Egyptians against the Egyptians. That's your left against the so-called right. That's your patriots against the so-called small hats. You know, that's all. There's so many factions within in America. So many divisions.
Yeah, your white Christian extremists versus your white Christian extremist Zionists.
That's that,
right?
And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Obadiah 1 and 7. All
big ass free fall. That's what violence shall Babylon fall. World War III is inevitable.
And you gonna have in that free fall, you're gonna have the class. You're gonna have class wars and race wars as well.
That's right.
So it's just gonna be an all out free for all. Women are gonna be getting trafficked, and traded. It's gonna So the whole sex gender war between men and women right now is about to change. It ain't gonna go away. It's just gonna change. Right.
Yeah, the incels ain't gonna be incels no more.
So it's about to get bloody nasty out here, man.
Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee, they have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. That they that eat in thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is none understanding in him. That makes me think of is wisdom taken out of Teman? Yes, it has. Alright? Baruch 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee. But shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck.
We can't wait to do that. We can't wait to put boots to neck.
Downfall of his enemy.
And that was what Joshua said. As a matter of fact, and even in King David said both of them in different parts. He said, "Bring them over here and put your foot in their neck. Put it down on their neck." All right. That's right. 2 Ezra 4:29. Therefore, that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot is come that sown with good. So the Most High said He's going to have to put this place apart, and we're seeing it in the face. That Psalms 91 and 92 is with thine own eyes, so you see basically the
reward of the wicked.
the reward of the wicked, which means the Most High coming back to take this place motherfucking down.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:8. What hath pride profited us? Satan.
What was that? Wisdom of Solomon?
5:8. What hath pride profited us? Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? And that's you got all the money, you got all the gold, you got all the silver. You set the prices of the gold and silver,
They get all
and
the
you
great credit too.
absolutely
They fabricated and prop themselves up behind.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
All right. And this is all to your destruction. Right? Let's say if the Most High, y'all.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
All right. 2 Peter. The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, forever.
And when the true saints of the Most High possess the kingdom, there will be no more wars.
That's right.
Right? There will be no more of these, because it says turn your plowshares into pruning. I mean, turn your swords into pruning hooks. Right? You're going to turn all those weapons of war into, agricultural instruments, because there will be no more war, man. All right, when the true Israelites are in rulership.
Trying to go get that peace on earth.
And it's funny that you say that, because, like you said, when the issues it started a war, and it's been a war over there.
That's it. That's it.
And yeah, it's been more wars in that part of the. Matter of fact, it's been more wars since they went over there
Exactly.
than in the history of mankind. Within a rulership and time period of any people. Hey, so with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, all honor and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash. Abba Ball.
It's about